Maria Lauren spiral different than mine?
I'm spiraling. The spiral is happening. The spiral can ruin your day. Okay, so the spiral is really bad spiral day. My spiral different than Britney Spears.
No, oh my God. Okay.
Hey, welcome back.
Today's episode is going to be brought to you by The Spiral.
The spiral.
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot today about social anxiety. We're going to talk about introverts and extroverts and what society has come to expect from us as human beings. Now, look, if you're not familiar with The Spiral, I don't blame you. And I'm not saying that we actually created the spiral.
No.
But we embrace the spiral.
We embrace it. And I think it's something that we we have our own definition of, but I think it's something that everybody goes through every day.
Yeah.
Maybe not every day. Maybe that's just me.
If we want to start with like the unofficial definition of spiral, so they kind of understand what it is to
let
spiral.
The people know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're gonna have to tell them.
Okay. So the spiral is when something happens that throws you off track of your plan or your idea of what you wanted to happen, and you start down either getting anxiety, getting upset, and the spiral can ruin your day if you let the spiral happen long enough. So we're kind of aware, right? So something happens and we'll text and we're like,
yeah, it's kind of like and it could be triggered by absolutely anything. You could have a bad Peloton ride and you could just start spiraling.
Yeah.
Or without and it's funny because we're going to talk about this stuff, but I don't want to there's triggers, right? And there's people in our lives that cause us to spiral.
Yeah.
Associates, friends. And the spiral, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, the spiral is brought on by anxiety.
Yeah. It's an anxious kind of, I don't know if it's a symptom or what. The anxiety creates the spiral. So you have to be anxious about something that comes up.
Yeah, you have to watch how long you actually spiral for, right? Yeah. I don't think it's not just a matter of the spiral, it's a matter of how you bounce back from it.
Which I feel is good that we kind of have that, keep each other in check. Oh, okay, you're spiraling. Okay, what can we do about it? What can we fix? All right, how can you reframe, reset?
Yeah, and we don't want people to think it's a bad thing.
No, I feel it's normal to feel that way.
I think it depends on the type of person you are too. The level of it. We're gonna try not to say we're not gonna try to say spiral a million times this episode, but I mean it's what it is. But it really depends on the person. So Maria Lauren spiral different than mine.
My spiral different than Britney Spears.
No, oh my God. Okay, so Britney Spears, she originated the spiral.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
But you know what it is? It's because of society. It all starts with society. It all starts with social media. It all starts with perception.
Well, I beg to differ. It all starts with yourself. It all starts with your thoughts. And the thing is, I'm aware of those thoughts. I'm aware I'm spiraling. I'm aware of the anxiety there. But I also have the ability to turn it off or reframe. And that's what I try to do most of the time. But hey, no one's perfect.
I think it depends on the person. I mean, we can go by a demographic, and we can talk about different age groups and where it starts. But I think that's why the definition is different. It's weird for me and what I believe. And I think it's really, forget the spiral. It's anxiety, period. What is the root of all anxiety? And to your point, yes, it does start with yourself, depending on, where the spiral is starting from. Because when I associate anxiety or, the spiral, I think about what people are. I think a lot of the whole let's just keep up with the Joneses type thing, perception and perfect life and this, that, and the next. But then when I think about with you, it could be as simple as, Remy doesn't want to be away from you. And that can really start the downhill.
Well, because I'm worried. when you start worrying and you're like, oh, well,
I
he
think
needs me.
don't you think it all comes from like overthinking though? Isn't that
Oh,
what it
yeah.
all starts
But
with?
I feel like people that are anxious are usually overthinkers as well. So they're running scenarios in their head a million times, which I'm guilty of. I think I've gotten better through the years since my first spiral or anxiety attack that I can remember, really bad. And it's uncontrollable and it's a horrible feeling. It does feel like you are like the world is collapsing around you. And it might be stupid. It might be over something very small that other people would see as not a big deal, but that's all a part of it.
I think that's usually how it works though. Like you tell me you have anxiety over X and I'm like, literally, why? Like it doesn't, but that's what makes it like I don't know, so unique to the person themselves. I just think people overthink a lot of things. Like I'm not an anxious person. One, because I don't give a shit what people think. I don't care. And when I say people, I mean like people, everybody. I just don't care. I don't care what you think about me. I
I
don't
think
care.
I've gotten, as I've gotten older, I care and care. I care less and less what people think. And I just want to be genuinely happy and enjoy myself and do things that bring joy to my life. Because at the end of the day, we don't have a lot of time. It's,
Yeah.
why are you going to waste it caring what other people think? My anxiety usually comes from pressure I put on myself, of expectations that are very high.
Yeah,
But
and then you have to deliver on them. Like
yeah,
that's the thing. Like I like to set expectations professionally, personally speaking, all of those things. But you know what? What it boils down to is, it's gonna get done. I don't know. I guess it's just really, really different depending on the
well,
person
what's
because like I see like
time is a trigger for me.
yeah,
Time is a trigger.
yeah, so is making lists for you. Like
Yes,
there's
I don't.
it's all a real thing though. Okay, you know what though? Yeah, I have anxiety. I
You
think I do.
do.
I think I do get anxiety. And I think,
Okay.
you know what I think it's from? I think it's from it's a trauma.
Yeah,
Everything like
everything is a
starts is like
trauma.
deep rooted with a trauma. Like for me, I'm very, what's it, OCD?
Yeah,
Yeah.
really
So
OCD.
I'm really OCD. Like I'm very just organized, but I think that keeps me sane too.
No, it's really good to be, everything is good, right? In moderation.
Moderation.
So anytime you overdo anything, it's not good anymore. But I love those qualities about you. And
Yeah.
I wish I could be like that. But the anxiety for me, a lot of times, is debilitating, which sucks. But then I have like, I have very productive, spurts. And then I
Yeah.
have like, I can't move. I can't do it. I can't think about it. I don't want to write down a list because that forces me to look at what I have to do. I'd rather just, take the one step in front of me. That's it. If I can only do one thing at a time and then I get that done, but I can't look at a list. I don't know. Very
Can you
weird.
multitask?
Yes, I have to multitask.
Yeah,
I
but
have
are
no
you like
choice.
hopping from like one thing to the
Oh,
next, to the
but
next, the next, the next?
I have ADD or ADHD.
That's real.
So
That's real.
when I'm cleaning my house, for instance, like so many people have told me I don't clean my house correctly because I clean all the rooms at the same time. I will bounce
hold
around.
on. That's physically impossible. You can't clean all the same
Well,
rooms
I'm
at the same
saying
time.
like
You can't do it.
you see a pile of clothes over here, you go into that room, you're like, oh, wait, I should wash the windows in here. Start washing the windows. And I'm like, wait, I should go clean the tub. And I clean that tub. And I'm like, wait, let me go upstairs and clean mine. And then I'm like, let me wash a few dishes though first. And then let me go back upstairs and vacuum my room. I know that I don't clean like a normal person, but that's because I don't know what it is. Like I'm like a little squirrel. I get distracted and I want to do something else.
I can fix that for you. All you got to do is hire a house cleaner.
Well, yeah. Obviously that helps a lot, but I'm just saying in general, I have 3 kids. Like this is an everyday thing that I do. And I know that I'm doing it. It's just very hard to break the habit of not getting distracted.
But does it get to the point where it affects your life on like a day-to-day thing? Like, life is like a roller coaster. Like you have ups, you have downs.
It used to more when it was a lot worse. But I still, and I'll have like months that I'm like totally fine. And I feel like I'm doing everything great. And then it'll come that really bad spiral day. Where you're like, I can't get off this roller coaster.
See, I don't have it every day. I think I have it like there's times sporadically where I'll just, and I call those, I don't even know if I call them spirals, I call them like recharge days, where I just have to just gather and collect my thoughts and then just keep it moving. There's something that I want to talk about, because you were talking about everything is good in moderation.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a sidebar because I'm having a spiral today. I've got a lot going on today.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's good in moderation?
What?
Sun is good in moderation.
We're both pretty burnt.
Should I?
I'm looking at myself and I can tell that I'm burnt. I look different burnt than you.
So like I'm spiraling right now because
you're in pain.
Yeah, I just wanted to dress comfortable today. I know, look, if you're watching this on YouTube, then you see like I'm always dressed comfortable, but I have a settlement today. And I don't want to be touched. I don't even want to be looked at too hard.
Do not hug him.
I'm gonna put a picture up on the screen of the aftermath of what I should have took in moderation.
Sun.
But that's just like anything else in life.
It's true.
You don't even realize that you're spiraling until what you've done already has like passed.
Oh yeah. That's the lesson of life.
But then it's how you move forward and how you, okay, so perfect example, the baby's upstairs freaking out, because he wants to be with mom. And now we're back in the studio, we're recording the podcast, and boom.
Yeah, but do you understand the mental work it takes for me to get
trying
through
to
that?
think like what is transpiring in your head right now?
I'm always thinking about it. I'm always worried about, him and how he's going to act for somebody else. I'd never like to leave him when he's upset. But here's the thing. This is also a toxic trait of mine, is that I take on other people's emotions and how they might feel. And it really affects me like to the core. So again, like it might be to someone else, oh, let him cry. He'll figure it out. He'll be fine without you in 5 minutes. For me, I feel deep pain.
I don't know how you do it. And maybe it's like, that's your empathy though too.
Yeah.
And I like to think that I have a lot of empathy, or at least some, because you don't.
None for me.
But I have empathy for you. No, I do. And I don't, because we talk so much that like I'm just like, I'll just tell you, I snap out of it. Like everything's going to be fine. He's jaded
already.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
He's like, listen, this is normal for you.
Yeah.
But to a degree it is, and it is something I kind of like learned to like cope with and deal with. I don't let it stop me. Here's the thing. I could feel sick to my stomach. I could feel horrible. I could feel, and I would say 98% of the time I have to do something, I dread it, don't want to do it. And I'll be like, I don't even want to do this. I don't even want to do it. But guess what? I always do it anyway. I push myself.
Yeah. What is the saying? Like, the one where you do it now and then like, because there's going to be repercussions for a lot of the things you do. But you know what? You think there's going to be a lot of repercussions. You think there's going to be a lot of repercussions, but what happens? The day comes, the day goes, and you keep it moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
But did you die?
Oh my gosh, that is like my slogan of life.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I might feel like I'm going through something. I'm like, yeah, but did I die?
No, you didn't die.
I'm okay.
You're here.
YOLO. It is what it is.
I have anxiety now because my phone is on airplane mode. But I told my clients, I was like, look, if you need me, I'm right here.
Yeah.
Because a lot of logistics.
Have you ever gotten, probably not you, but I have made myself sick over things, like literally sick. And then to find out the thing that I was most anxious about, maybe it's going to a client and telling them something you don't want to tell them and you're nervous about it. And they're like, oh, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then I'm like, oh, good to know that
is the news, whether it's a client, whether it's a family member, a stranger, is it the truth?
What do you mean? Is it the truth? Yeah.
Okay, then. So what are you supposed to do?
Because I get I'm anticipating how someone else is going to react. I'm anticipating how they're going to feel. So I get very worked up about it because I don't want to be the source of that, and sometimes it's out of your control.
You are so empathetic. That is literally,
I know.
And that's okay. That's okay. When my empathy sets in, you think about it, you're like 2 steps ahead. Like you're already preparing for the worst, Like
Yeah.
for me, like, okay, if they respond back and now like there's some type of emotion, or maybe I don't see eye to eye with the way that person dealt with that question, that response, the scenario, whatever it is, then before, and in business, you realize this is, you have to be somewhat empathetic, right? Because you have to think before you speak. However, you already thought about it,
Oh, I'm
and their
thinking too
response,
much.
yeah, you're like 3
I'm
text messages ahead. Like, how are they going to react?
Yeah, I'm like, oh no.
But you know what you do in that case? If you guys are ever dealing with issues like that, then you put a person on blast in front of other people.
I know, like moral support, help me.
Yeah, that's why the group chat is the best.
I love a good group chat. I have
Yeah.
several. You know how that is.
Yeah, no.
But hey, what are we gonna do? What do you feel about people that a little like that are socially anxious, or that they feel like they have social anxiety? Because for me, there's a lot of talk of like who's an introvert, who's an extrovert, who's forcing introverts to be extroverts. And I don't know, like I feel like a lot of people would look at me and be like, yeah, you're definitely an extrovert, but I don't know if I fit it.
All right. So I've had this conversation before in the past with people. And for me, I'm an introverted extrovert.
Right.
So I can shut it off when I need to. I can turn it on when I need to. I don't know. That's just who I am.
I think the anxiety fuels my extrovertedness. Like
that's good then.
Well, because here's the thing. I get so uncomfortable if I feel like I get uncomfortable with silence, which is probably why I talk so much. So
you get uncomfortable with silence.
Uncomfortable. Okay, right. I don't like it. Like I feel like every void needs to be filled.
Yeah. This is like sales 101 too, right? Because it's part of our lives. But you know, when the first to speak loses. Well,
oh, really?
And this is what I was taught. Yeah. So when you go in to this is like what a mentor of mine told me, not a mentor, I was a dick, but it was the beginning of my career. And I was like, can I shadow you? And we sell real estate if you haven't picked it up by this point, but
you haven't figured it out.
Slide into our DMs if you need us. We serve the whole country and 22 other countries. But the point is, so I went to shadow him on this listing appointment, and he was just like, don't speak. And I'm like, shit, I don't know how to do that.
Oh my, that is my worst nightmare.
Yeah, not talking, like let the seller tell you everything.
I can't do that. That's not me.
No,
it's not.
It's very uncomfortable
for me. But here's the thing is like, I feel like that's a symptom of kind of being a little bit of introvert, is that I'm so uncomfortable. I don't know.
It's
like
so
I have to like fill in that void. And then if I'm uncomfortable, even for people that are extroverted, right? Quotation marks, us, right?
Yeah, which other people
would say.
A little tired at the beginning of the episode because like, but the vitamin D is pouring off. I'm melting underneath of here right now.
Me too. But for people that are like extroverted, right? Or what someone might call me that, right? And then I have to, because I feel uncomfortable, like socially, like I'm like, all right, it's do or die. The anxiety is kicking in. You don't know anyone here, so you better find a friend.
You better start talking.
You better start.
Okay. All right.
But I always feel better, and I can literally talk to anybody.
The worst is the like elevator chat or talk. And this does not literally mean like in an elevator, but it can, obviously. I'm the same way too. Like if it's like super quiet, like I have to say something. Like it's so.
Do you ever like overshare? I'm an oversharer when I go to the grocery store. I don't know why. It's like they're checking you out, which I know that's probably phasing out because there's so much self-checkout. And they're like, oh, how's your day? And I'm like, well, since you asked.
But they don't care.
They don't. And I'm like, well, I got to go get an oil change. I have a showing in a little bit. I have to drop the baby off at a babysitter.
Yeah. And at that point, they realize that they.
I always expect the best in people. So
yeah, you're optimistic. Like,
I am.
Like I'm.
Like until you show me that you're rude or that you're mean or that you're not, the nicest person, I automatically assume that you have some human decency and you wouldn't mind a little chatter.
I don't know. I guess again, this is where everybody is different. Like I talk to so many people on a daily, weekly basis.
I think that's the difference too.
Yeah, like how much
I'm
interaction?
locked up in this house, Acon, for like a lot of hours, or like I'm in the car with the kids. So when I get that opportunity and I see another human being, another individual,
You're gonna take advantage of it.
I want to chat it up.
As to where when I'm home, and people may find this really weird, like I don't want to list or I don't want to sell my neighbors' homes. Like I'll do it. Like people on my street know what I do for a living. You
Mhm.
open the garage, you see my signs in there, whatever, small talk. I don't, it's not that I don't want to be friends with my neighbors. I just, I guess it's the whole like, you don't want to shit where you eat type thing. Like, and then in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, if I don't, well, one, we all know I'm going to do a great job. It's just who I am. But I don't know. I don't feel the need. I just feel that's what feels more uncomfortable for me. Like engaging in like awkward small talk. Like my neighbor's waving at me. Hey, how are you? You probably see
Hey,
this.
how are you?
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, how about this weather? And then like I'm in the door. Like,
All
you know what
right.
I'm
Talk
saying?
to you
But
later.
you can
See ya.
but we can be at a social networking event and then I'll just chat it up with everybody. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. It depends on the environment. And then, and so you think like your brain is, it's rushing, right? Like it's constantly moving. So then I like to unplug. And where do I like to unplug? Home.
In your house.
Home, I don't want to do it. If I could get away with having my phone off while I'm at home,
I don't know. I beg a differ
I
on
would
that.
no,
You take like
no.
99 phone calls a day.
What I'm
When you're
saying,
at home, you're talking to somebody. It's just not your neighbor. You're on the phone.
correct. But what I'm saying is if I could get away with it, I
Okay.
would.
Okay.
So I heard this. This is like um it's part of like the ancestral traits is like just to unplug, right? Like you should be unplugging. And I heard, and I always want to try this, and I always try these things for like a period of time, but like it never works. But like literally taking your phone
Mm-hmm.
and keeping it in another room while you sleep.
Oh.
That's where my anxiety comes from. What if it's a
You-
call? What if it's important? What if
Oh,
someone's
okay.
dying? Now that's traumatic for me, right?
Mm.
Because I think everyone's kind of received one of those crazy calls before,
Mhm.
but for me, I was the one who had to make call. I had to actually make calls like that.
Mhm.
You know what gives me anxiety?
What?
When people call me.
Oh, because you're scared it's going to be something bad?
If it's like family,
You're like, what do you want? Hurry up. Tell me. I get scared. I'm notorious for not having my phone charged, or like the kid has it and they've ignored it on Bluey, on the YouTube. And then you look and you're like, oh my God,
subscribe.
I have 3 missed calls.
Mhm.
And that gives me anxiety because I'm like, what do they want? What do they want so bad?
Yeah, I don't know, because then like for me, it's like I also feel like you can just text anything today. So why, like if you're calling me, someone must be dying.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's like, and then like also in business, like I'm like, that could have been a text.
That could have been a text.
Like time is so valuable. Like I don't.
When it comes to business, when it comes to realtors, I just answer the text. Like we don't need to talk on the phone. Like ever.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Maybe
it's tough. Depends on what side of the business it is. Like if it's a deal, it's transactional.
The text.
Yeah.
Plus, I like to have a little paper trail. Like you said this on this day.
Oh yeah.
No,
leave the breadcrumbs. I mean, you got to be able to pick something up. I don't know. That's this business that nobody knows how to answer their phone. Here's a tip, right? If you're watching this and you're thinking about like a side hustle or a career change, yeah, you can go start a podcast. But really, if you want to get into real estate, if you want to be 99% more successful than the majority of agents out there, all you have to do,
answer your phone.
That is the hardest thing for people. And I think that for me, that's why I always answer the phone.
It's not just realtors though. No. I feel like it's other individuals. Like I've been looking for a CPA, can't find anybody to answer their phone. Hello, answer your phone. It's just like crazy to me that people make money, but they never answer their phone.
That's why I always ask for recommendations anymore. Like I want to deal with somebody who's dealt with somebody, who's had experience with somebody.
But even then,
yeah,
they're like, hey, call this guy. I call him,
yeah,
but he don't pick up.
Yeah. And then when he does, he just complains about how busy he is. But anyway, like the point is,
The point is, like, you get anxiety if you don't have your phone by you.
Yeah, and that's I'm trying to
break it.
Yeah, I'm trying to break the habit. Like I want to be connected. I want to be grounded, right? Like I want to be connected to so with connecting, grounded, I want to be able to bond more, and I can do that more so without being dependent on our, because here's the thing, the phones they're millionaire makers. They're our lifelines. Like this is how we survive. This is how we even communicate today.
I would say I'm on my phone a lot, but at the same time, sometimes I'll just like leave it upstairs and just get lost in the moment of
whatever you're doing,
being with the kids or just whatever it is. And sometimes, yeah, you miss a text or a phone call that was important. But at the end of the day, did you die?
But did you die? I think no. I don't know. I think it depends on like, I don't know. I've always prided myself on like response rate, and
Me too.
This is not just.
But I'm not going to let a day go by.
Oh yeah, days a lot.
A day, if you haven't responded to a text, I'm sorry.
But I'm like notoriously like known for doing that on social media. Like if someone DMs me,
you never answer my DMs. I can't stand that. I send him funny stuff, and he doesn't.
I'm on my phone. Like
he doesn't react. I'm like, I know you've seen it.
Like I get so many like people send reels, messages, like whatever.
I just want a haha.
like even just like a tap back or just something.
Hearted. But I don't know.
But if you text me, I'll probably respond back because I'm like, oh, it's not important if it was on like social media.
No, that's annoying.
And that's the thing. Like we can take this all the way back to the beginning of this episode and talk about, social anxiety.
Yeah.
And I think it's all derived from, well, today, I guess it's a little different when we were growing up, but like today it's like,
I mean, we had Facebook.
But look.
I mean, not Facebook.
No.
What was it?
MySpace.
Yeah,
MySpace. That was a popularity contest too.
Oh, it was.
And then you got your
top friends.
Yeah. Like, and I was butthurt too. Like, if I wasn't in someone, like, how can I have you in my top and I'm not in your top?
Yeah.
That wasn't
disrespect.
Right. Now it's been so amplified today.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so I don't know. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has something to say, and subconsciously, I think we all do it for the reaction, right? Like, what the hell? Like, why else are we putting it out there?
Right. I think it's human nature. Human nature
to want to interact with people.
Yeah.
Like, oh, who looked at my story, or and I use. For me, it's a tool for business. Like even if you go to my Facebook anymore, like you'll see some family stuff from time to time. But even then, I don't know why I do it. I have no idea why. I have no idea why I do it.
Because one of your aunts or your, some family relative that you don't usually see feels connected to you. And they're like, oh my God, you have such a beautiful family. You and Tara, you look great.
Yeah.
And that's why I do it, because I feel like family that I have that's far, that you don't really see as often, they feel like more connected to you. And me, I'm the matriarch. I love to like be connected to my family, or as much as I can. So
pick up the phone. Like that's
well, you're not, listen, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm not calling 455 people. Okay. But if they see a cute picture of one of the kids and they comment and they feel closer to me, I mean, why not put that love and joy into the universe?
I guess like, so when it comes to family and stuff like that, it's a cool place to like archive photos. And I remember like photo albums. Like I have we have photo albums. Like there's something so nostalgic about that, but now it's like,
I wish that I did.
You have none?
I don't. You know what? I can always go back in my Facebook and print out some pictures.
I'm talking about photo albums that Nancy had.
My mom took way too many pictures. Like,
yeah, so
my dad gives us pictures like every holiday that he had stored somewhere. But I have like hundreds and hundreds of photo albums of me, a beautiful child.
There's something, again, nostalgic about that, where you can pick up the photo. I
want to do that for my kids. It's just haven't, because organization.
No, it's all like Shutterfly and everything is digital, and I don't know. I guess that's just, society is changing. But going back to it, like, you ask yourself, Or do you have empathy for, do you like really dive deep into these posts that you see on social media? Everybody's living their best life, no drama. I just think it's so caked up. I think it's so
You think it's poser? But do you think
uh,
that people should post like negative stuff? I feel like I get turned off for that.
that happens.
I'm like,
That
I don't
happens
come here for your negativity and how your life sucks. Like everybody's life sucks. We know that. Like I just want to see joy and, shout it on top of the mountain if something is great is happening in your life. I mean, that's how I genuinely feel, because when I see things like that, I don't hate on people. I'm not like, oh, why do they have that? And I'm just like, wow, that's beautiful for them.
Yeah, I don't know. Perception is big. I don't know. Like people want to.
I know. That's how I feel.
I'm guilty of doing some of the same stuff. Like
He trying to flex on the gram. Oh, I don't know why he lying.
no, I'm not, because it's there. But again, like I'll ask myself, I'm like, why?
Mhm.
Who are you trying to impress?
Right.
So like I was posting all that Peloton shit in the beginning,
Mhm.
like the weight loss, and I'm just like, oh man, no one cares.
But
Like,
I care. I'm proud of you.
yeah, but like I
that
text
was
you
motivating
guys.
for me. I freaking got a
I
Peloton.
know a lot of people. I'm not stroking myself here. Like I gotta get involved in like affiliate sales somewhere.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make a commission. But that has brought joy and health to people's lives because you've shouted your success. I don't think that's a problem.
No, I know, but maybe it's the pessimism like that. I'm just like I'm just wrapping my head around it. Like,
well, here's the thing.
Well, also, here's the thing. Like, if I let myself go and I blow back up, then it's like
so you're accountable. Well, it's holding you accountable because you're like, I don't want to go back there. I can't.
Did I eat yesterday at the beach?
Did you? I don't know.
I had like a bite of a pickle.
Okay,
and like a bite of
like crazy. Okay.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. You had a chicken finger.
I was drinking and I ate like all of those egg rolls. I'm pretty sure they were all mine. I had French fries. I had buffalo. Like your girl likes to eat, and I did eat.
Yeah.
But I also get worried when he's drinking and we're out in the sun and he's not eating, because I'm like, it's okay, you can do it.
That gives you anxiety.
It does. Like I don't like it. It makes me very nervous.
Let me ask you a question. Did I die?
No, you didn't.
I mean, I'm hurting today.
Hurting.
Like, I am hurting today.
That sunburn.
I could have swore I had like olive skin, but apparently,
yeah, he's gonna tell me. He's like, I don't need to put sunblock on right away because I have olive skin. I'm like, but where? I don't see it. Then he's at the beach with me, my sister, my brother-in-law. We all have really olive skin. We didn't put the sunblock on right away, which we still got burnt. We waited maybe like 10 or 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You needed that at home, in the car, and at the beach.
Yeah, I did.
Reapply.
I did. But you go to the beach and it's cold. Because it was cold. It's always colder by the shore.
It was cooler. I wouldn't say cold, but
it was cooler.
To be in a bathing suit, it was cold. Yeah.
Right. So, and it was the overcast.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just
always does you dirty, overcast.
And I even checked the UV and it was 9 and we still did not apply anything.
Then he's going to apply it all late.
Like, you need this. Listen, if you're watching still, if you made it this far into the podcast and you're watching this or you're listening to this, you need one of these. You need a good burn day. Because this is how you learn. This is how you listen to me, people. If you're listening, I want you to crank up that volume a little bit and listen to my voice. I just want
to say, for the record, all my friends that have fair skin, okay, that have little to no melanin. What is it? Melanin?
Not
melatonin.
Melinda.
Melanin. I think it's melanin. Whatever. The thing that makes your skin darker. Okay. They're all like, I burn and then it turns to tan. I'm going to tell you something. That burn is not turning to tan. It's going to flake off and your skin's going to fall off.
Okay.
There's no way.
Okay.
That's a 3rd degree burn.
Sun poisoning.
For sure.
You've never seen anybody pick up a tan?
No, I've seen them get tan, but you don't need to like scorch your skin off.
The point I'm trying to make, before you so rudely interrupted me, and I was really talking to the people here. You need a good burn day. You need to feel it. This is how you learn in life. You touch the fire, right? You put your hand on the stove.
Uh-huh.
it hurts. And you pull back and now you have a moment of reflection. Now, moving forward, and I'm glad this happened in May instead of July, okay? And then in September, I got trips planned. You got trips planned. We got trips planned together. Look forward to like a pretty interesting episode, man. Like late July, early on. Well, no, it'll be late July, right?
Late July.
Okay. You need this. I mean, don't you do things in life where you're like, damn, I shouldn't do that again? You live and learn.
Here's my thing with this is that you do this every year. Then
yes, we do this every year.
You've surely been burnt.
Have you never heard? Maybe because you were born with a base. Maybe you're just entitled. We need a base. We need to burn.
Oh my God, I don't know. I just feel like you should just put the sunblock on.
Then like, how do you get tan with sunblock?
I get tan with sunblock.
Okay, I'm asking for the fair-skinned people. How do you get tan?
You just keep going out in the sun, but you're not like damaging your skin. I don't know. That looks 3 types of painful, and I'm in some pain today because I missed some spots. I missed my forehead and the tops of my feet.
I needed a soft shirt today because it is so bad. It is
horrible. So you learned from this experience.
Okay, you learn, you live. And you learn, like, okay, I posted the picture yesterday. I didn't even have to do that. Why did I do that? And that's like, the thing is, like, maybe I feel like people care. Maybe I feel like
it's a funny. Sometimes you need I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. It could be a funny. I feel like,
if you tell a joke and no one laughs, if you tell a joke to no one laughs, is it even funny? No. So that's why we have social media is we throw things out there and we think, hey, what do people think?
But it's not even like, but I think that's where society has shifted completely. Like, that's what it is. That's why I think it's like, it's so weird almost to a point where people are so awkward now. Right. Yeah. And like, that's why I feel like the introvert is a real thing. Like, I don't get like, you know, all these trolls on social media.
I don't understand the trolling and the negativity. I would never take time out of my day.
But you have empathy for them.
Well, I have empathy for probably everyone. But here's the thing is I wouldn't take the time out of my day to comment something negative on someone's post, be it my friend, a celebrity, someone I don't know, someone I just randomly follow. I don't get why people do that. Like, to be a troll, like, that's just weird. Like, you don't have to stomp on someone else's happiness to bring your own sunshine. Sorry.
What if it's welcome though? What if it's like a really negative post? This is why I don't talk about politics, religion, you know, a lot of these things, the genders, like
when people are I'm talking about when people post not something controversial or that people might have different opinions on. When people just post something and they're putting it out there with good intentions, and then someone just has to come along and
I don't know,
shit on your happiness. Why?
Okay, because this can go both ways. Like, you ever see? I see it all the time, and like, oh my God, I get it. Like, but that's a little extreme. Like, so you'll be in like a Facebook community. Like for our community, that's like
no, they're the worst.
And they're like, you know, snap a picture of the kids doing something wrong, and like they could literally
raise these children.
But and then people are like, why are you taking pictures of other people's kids and posting them on the internet? Shut up. Everything is out there. Everything is on the internet. Anything you could possibly imagine is there. Get over it. And you know what? Maybe I'm pushing someone's buttons right now. I really don't care. Like, there's no secrecy. The world is like
the World Wide Web.
Yeah, literally. And it's, and this is where, so like, and then I'm like, oh shit, I have that reaction. And I'm like, yeah, she shouldn't be posting pictures of random people's kids. Like,
yeah, that's like a little much. But as far as like, you know, people having, you know, a picture perfect life, just know that no one does. Mine
is pretty picture perfect. Like, that's the thing. Like
here's the thing. You're not gonna post if you have a fight with Tara or if you have an argument. You're not gonna put that, right? You're just not, but you're going to put the happy moments, and other people can assume what they want to assume. If you want to assume that you've never had an argument, that you guys think that you're perfect, then that's fine. But the reality is no one is. And you guys have an amazing relationship. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying people need to be realistic about things. Like, no one has it perfect. No one. If you believe that someone's perfect because they post all smiling pictures, I mean, sorry.
Yeah, it's obviously not. There's no perfect picture perfect.
Mm-mm.
It's all perception though. People don't, like you said.
But I let people in sometimes on the chaos or the shit show of my life. Like, hey, look at my kid. Look how you destroyed my living room and opened up a hot cocoa packet all over.
That's funny though. Like
it is funny, but that can cause a spiral for me. But in that moment, I'm like, hey, someone else got to see this.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like you feel like it's a moment that has to be shared.
Like he's not always like perfectly sitting down. Like I might post a picture or something of him crying or having a meltdown. That's not me being negative, I'm just saying like this is real life.
So you want empathy from other people?
No, I'm
sympathy.
Just saying
it would be more sympathy than anything.
No, not even sympathy. I just think that it's important sometimes to show, if you can, get out your phone and snap a picture, that not everything is as perfect as our perfect family pictures that we post. And hey, it took 40 tries to get those, by the way. I just feel like I just try my best to post content, I guess, that is funny or uplifting or, just be the sunshine. But that's my optimism talking.
What do you think happens if social media goes away tomorrow?
If it goes away tomorrow, then we go back to playing outside. I don't know. We go back to talking more. I don't know. But hey, I never stopped talking.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You never.
I don't talk less because I have social media.
No, you don't talk any more or any less.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess we'd all talk a little less if we didn't have social media. I don't know. I go back to the beginning though, the spiral and anxiety, and it's real. And I think like if you made it this far, like you understand like some of the things that cause us to spiral. And all we're trying to say is it's okay. You can, because you didn't die.
You didn't.
You got to get out of your own head sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I look at it. I look at it.
Your own head in a positive way. Like, be aware. I am spiraling right now. I am letting the negative thoughts of what could happen or what did happen overtake what I can make happen.
I love that. See, whatever it is that you do, don't let something that you've done cause the spiral. Because if there's one thing you can take away from this, is that you cannot turn back the hands of time.
Can't.
But you can live and you can learn. You live. You can learn.
Live, you could get burnt.
It's too soon, dude. Too soon. Like, I'm so much pain. I say that all the live and learn. Live. Yeah.
I'm going to change it to live and get burned.
Figuratively. Literally speaking.
Literally.
Yeah. I don't know. It's okay to go out there and just see, this is like one of those, this episode has its highs and its lows. And it's like, now I'm in my thoughts about it. And now I'm feeling like empathetic a little bit. Like,
good.
Because maybe I said some things on this episode that were a little insensitive. And now I'm like, I don't mean it, but I guess it's just, there's so many different personalities out there. And for me, it's like, look, I know I can't.
We can't expect everyone to be like us.
No, not at all. And you can't right your, every wrong. But, you go out there and you have to keep it moving forward. And that's why I'm so big on like positive energy.
Yeah.
And it's so hard for a lot of people because a lot of people struggle with, the daily, life. Let's just say life in general. And, I have to do a better job of being more empathetic when it comes to that. And I kind of have too. Like, there's things that I want to say to people and I'm just like, you know what, maybe this was derived or this was brought upon like this action or these words. I don't know what they're going through. But then part of me is like, well, maybe my reaction is brought on by something. Like, I don't know what it is.
It is. Everything happens for a reason. And it's because of the experiences that we've all gone through that shape how we, react to certain things.
But you can't let a small portion of, there was this saying that, look, if you had $1 million and you lost one, right? Just like seconds there are in a day, you can't let it really affect you. You can't let it really. And again, like even
easier said than done.
Easier said than done. Easier said because
I feel like I'm a pretty positive person.
Oh, you're very positive. You are a very positive person. No,
but I still every now and then.
Because maybe sometimes you just let it boil up though too.
Well, you know what? The other thing is I'm positive for a lot of other people and that can take a toll on you.
Yeah.
No, it really can.
Yeah, I know.
If you're the the center of the party for everybody else, right? You're the good time. You know how it is. People rely on you to bring the positivity, to bring the energy.
Bring it.
And they don't necessarily always have it. And sometimes you got to lift people up when they're feeling down. And when a lot of people look to you to do that, it gets draining.
And exactly. That can be so draining. Like, we are very positive people, like, and you attract your tribe. So you think
attract your tribe.
I don't know. Like, I can attract the black clouds too, but you That's are right. Who you surround yourself with. Right. So if you are struggling with anxiety, I don't care if it could be depression, it could be whatever. You want to get better. Surround yourself with positivity. Right. Like, you don't
claim it. That's what a lot of people's advice was to me. Don't call it my anxiety, my depression. Don't claim it. You can say, I feel anxious. I feel depressed. Don't claim it. It's not yours.
You wear it on your sleeve.
I do.
But you can't claim it.
No.
So if you
listen, I am very vocal about how I'm feeling, because I feel like it's poison. You have to like let it go. Let it go. I feel anxious. I feel overwhelmed. I feel like I can't do this. Okay, bam. I said it. Now, what can I do? I have to brainstorm. I have to, shift my focus.
Yeah, no, I love that. That makes a lot of sense. Don't own it. Move forward. Let it go. And make sure the most important part is that you tune into next week.
Next week.
Because next week, I have an idea.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm spiraling thinking about it though. So I don't know if I don't want to leave anybody with like a cliffhanger. Oh, and congrats to Michelle. Seriously, congrats
now we
Michelle.
Can say it. My little sister's having twins.
Boys.
Like,
qué lindo.
Qué lindo.
So congratulations to Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Melinda too, because she's up there.
Yeah, Melinda's watching Remy right now, and hopefully she's not spiraling.
Yeah, and to my clients, if you tune into this random episode this far deep into it, and I didn't answer your text, there's the anxiety right here.
You know why?
Like, if someone texts me, I have to answer the phone. Like, I have to do it.
It's an amazing quality.
But is it? Because Tara will tell me, well, if it was important,
wait.
Correct.
It can
or
wait.
If it was important, would they have called?
Right. No, that's true.
They couldn't call because I have it on airplane mode right now. So they can't. But good episode. Really, this was to me, this was one of our more controlled chaos episodes.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't talk about there was no pop culture. There was no trending. Shout out
Johnny Depp
and Rihanna, because Rihanna just
Riri had a baby
and Pete
too.
Davidson. He's out. Leaving SNL.
He's going to Calabasas.
He's going. Yeah. I cannot believe you haven't watched any of the new Kardashians yet. So here's the thing, like we're running long this episode, so we're going to wrap this up, but I have watched, because Maria Lauren, who still hasn't watched the game show bullshit on Netflix that she told me she was going to watch, that's okay. Me and Tara binge watched.
I've been watching The Circle. I don't have a lot of time, but okay. All right. I will binge Kardashians, which you said no one cares about yet. He's like, did you watch it?
Okay. Well, because you know what? Yeah. Like, I've never felt so poor after watching the Kardashians either. Like, I feel so.
Hey,
goals
for us.
Yeah, goals. But society. This is the picture that celebrities and pop culture and influencers they paint. It's like, and I don't give a shit, because let me tell you something. I want the house and the finishes that the Kardashians have, and I won't have any cameras over. I won't even have people over. I want it for me more than anything. I don't do it for others, and I've kind of been a little self-conscious about it. Like, so I'm posting less here and there, and I'm not saying that people don't care or
because you're calling yourself out right now, and so now you're not going to be able to post any finishes.
No, I will. Come on. I'm gonna do it. But there's a message, there's a subliminal behind it. And if you know a little bit about me, you know why I do it. But I'm gonna end rant, because we've been running this.
End rant.
Yeah, tune in to next week's episode. Let us know if you like this week's episode. We said we were definitely going to get more engaging, because we want to talk about the things, and we think that people like to talk, or not necessarily like to talk about social anxiety or the rigors of life, and what what they do for us or what they do to us on a day-to-day, but we need to get more engaging. And, you know, with the people who, you know, all 5 of you who like to watch the podcast, and you know, let us know what you want to talk about.
Subscribe.
Yes. And comment, comment, subscribe, and we will see you, or you will hear us on the next episode.
Bye.